Okay, so the year is 1997. I have myself a nice little 14-inch CRT TV, an N64, and a freshly rented copy of Blast Corps. And what a game. The premise of Blast Corps is simple. You have to clear a path for an oversized truck carrying nukes. You accomplish this by destroying buildings and anything else in the path the truck is to travel. You miss destroying something? Boom. You don't get the path cleared in time? Boom. You accidentally bump the nuke truck? One of the vehicles you are tasked with using to complete your destruction goals is a dump truck named Backlash. And Mr. Lash, his mechanic for quick destruction is sliding sideways into blocks and buildings, aka drifting. And as you open up later levels, you can no longer just run directly into buildings with Backlash and hope to destroy them in time. Nope, you have to start using the game's mechanics correctly. So, this is about where my success with Blast Corps ended, because I was incapable of ever figuring out drifting in that game. Welcome to 2022, where I have spent the last 25 years trying to make sure my vehicles are not going sideways. I think we can even take it a step further and say, "You Gone Done Messed Up Son" articulates perfectly my experience of any situation being sideways in a vehicle. And then I start playing Absolute Drift. Okay, a drifting game. This is pretty far out of the norm for me, but I'm intrigued. I'll get some look how terrible I am at the start gameplay videos to make fun of later on. Then everything should be pretty cool once I get the hang of the controls. Once I get the controls. Get control. Control. And it was hilarious for the first 20 minutes. Then came the first hour, with no real progress made. Every time I would get a solid drift, it would be followed by me playing chicken with a wall. This game is making me feel stupid. How is a game with 3 buttons so difficult? The controls. Right trigger accelerates, left trigger reverses, and B is used to handbrake. You use the left stick to turn left or right. Yep, that's it. Okay, you can change the song playing with the right bumper, but that isn't really gameplay. Oh yeah, we have another controller game. I didn't even check if you could keyboard and mouse it, but why would you want to? The game controls like you're driving on ice, with bald tires and the lightest rear-wheel drive car with the biggest engine. Driving sideways should just come naturally, right? And that is somewhat true. Now this is where it gets fun. Driving too fast? You're going to spin out. Driving too slow? You won't be able to get the momentum to drift. You can't oversteer too much or you will lose your drift, and likely T-bone a wall. But if you try to correct too much, you won't be able to make your next turn. Now, I thought I had an epiphany about 3 hours in for controlling the car. I turned off the steering assist in the options. Well, I felt like I was fighting the car a lot less afterwards, but it didn't fix my problems. It just meant that 1 out of every 10 of my drifts felt right, compared to 1 out of 25. Alright, break time from the hate fest. There are a lot of little things I like about this game. The load time is almost instant. The minimalist design of just basic polygons and colors with a few chime noises. The almost soothing chill hop or ambient EDM music. Almost. Okay, I really like the high pass effect when your car is airborne too. This environment could have been the greatest stress escape ever. Then I am pulled back into remembering. I'm trying to get that car to do donuts. Free roam mode is Absolute Drift's version of an open world, requiring you to finish a set number of missions before opening up a new section of the map. You are rewarded with a few different car types, but I believe these are entirely aesthetic, with only a little placebo effect towards your next few minutes of play. Missions vary from drifting between 2 objects, donutting around objects, and spinning under or inside of objects. Honestly though, I don't know what kind of mission diversity I was expecting from a game about drifting. Then there are tracks. These look like parking garages from overhead. Each track event then has a set of challenges to complete. And if you complete enough of the challenges within these events, you unlock the Midnight event. What's special about the Midnight event? You get to drive in the dark. So, I gave up after finishing the overhead world, which took about 6 hours of gameplay time. And I am not going to put all 10 hours into this game. The amount of times I restarted so I could just get one of the 5 challenges for an event completed, then repeat for one of the next challenges. I think the most frustrating part about this game is that you control what the car will be doing before the car respawns. I would just have to accept that I wasn't going to get the perfect drift while still in the middle of it, and decide if the run was salvageable or to restart. And when I did finally succeed at whatever goal or challenge I was attempting, there wasn't a sense of satisfaction, just frustration that it was that much work to get everything to line up perfectly. The amount of exclamations of "finally," just to realize I was now going to have a much more difficult challenge to attempt afterward is ultimately what did me in. Although the basic graphics and sound effects may seem fitting, don't be fooled by the Zen Edition in the title. If you are looking for a game with very demanding technical controls, give Absolute Drift a try. As for me, I think I'm going to go play a game more in line with my skill levels. I wonder if I still have Idle Champions installed. Thanks for watching.